What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like, subscribe as you tune into the channel. You check out the content. And with this being said, I want to talk about some comments that were made on the Running Back podcast, right, where they compared Luka Doncic to James Harden, right? And so somebody in their comment section said that Luka Doncic is just James Harden, but with only better PR team, right? And so that could be true. But the thing is, the thing I feel about both of these players, like both guys are really, really like dominant and excellent offensive players. And on the offensive end, I don't really think that they don't have a whole lot of holes in their game at the offensive end. But on a defensive end, like these guys, neither one of these guys really play a whole lot of defense. I don't play defense at all, basically, neither one of these guys. So, and what's going on right now with the NBA is you're seeing like the better teams in the league have franchise ball players that play defense. Like all the good teams in the league right now, just take OKC. They have, like their number one franchise ball player, Shea Gilgeous, play defense. Detroit Pistons, their number one, franchise player, Cade Cunningham, play defense. The Rockets, they have, I like the guy, Şengün. Şengün is he's a beast at both ends of the court. Anybody at the top, the Boston Celtics, where it's, what's the guy, Jaylen Brown. He plays defense, right now because Tatum's not in there, but Brown has always been known to be, he plays really good defense. Pick all these teams with these young teams, Victor Wembanyama for the Spurs, these guys play defense. So in order for for Luka to be able to compete with those teams that I mentioned, whether they be in the East or the West, Luka going to have to be he's going to have to play defense. Harden, like guys who only play at one end of the court, in my opinion, like those guys are going to find themselves at the bottom in the league because of the way the league is going, or at least in the middle of the pack. I don't care how dynamic you are at the offensive end. It's just going to be so hard for you to have any kind of success, especially the way the NBA is going now. Like teams are starting to play back. You know what I mean? They playing defense. So now, with that being said, I want to get into listening to what was said on the Running Back podcast, and I want to get their opinions because I haven't listened to this. So I want to get their opinion on what they think about Luka Doncic and James Harden. I don't know if they're going to get into where the league is going now. I just, that's my opinion, like where I feel like the league is going now because of like you got these young guys coming in who are now, they're bringing two-way players back. So let me see what they say about Luka and James Harden.
We laugh. Luka is just Harden with better PR and sympathy because of the trade. Fucking a prick.
That's a brick, man.
Oh, I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant.
Better PR is hilarious and sympathy because of the trade. Luka don't need nobody's sympathy. Luka go out and do his thing. He don't need no sympathy, and he don't need PR. His game speaks for itself. So it's a brick, man. I ain't giving too much to this Brody. Is that Westbrook? Is that you on your burner account? Who is the Brody?
I think it's hilarious. Brody, I like that one. All right, how about Dan Reynolds? Well,
hey, I got to give him a bucket on that one. Not because I agree with the statement. Not because I agree with the statement. I think Luka is a category of his own. He's an incredible talent. But just because of the creativity of this league, I love it. So
that's how you.
I want to, all right. So I want to push back on that. I thought it was a good statement, right? Saying that Luka is just James Harden with better PR, right? Now I think they're the same players because, like I said, setting this segment up is I just think that neither one of those guys play defense, right? Very dynamic at the offensive end, but the way the league is going now, you got to really you got to play at both ends. You cannot be a part-time basketball player and compete with guys who are full-time and time and a half. It's just not going to add up. You have to almost be perfect at the offensive end. Like you every time down the court, you got to hit a 3-pointer. You got to go 20 for 20 for threes. And people not going to, you can't do that. So I thought it was a good statement, in my opinion, because their game is the same. And these kind of ball players, like I said, they're not going to have success in the league when you got guys playing at both ends, and then you only want to play at, and that's why, although James Harden has been in the league a lot longer than Luka, he a lot older than Luka. So they should look back on, like the history of the game just shows, just if you look at James Harden, history shows that you're not going to have a lot of postseason you're not gonna have any playoff success if you're a one-way ball player. You might make it to the playoffs, you might make it to the postseason, but you're not gonna have a lot of success in there because you gotta, like teams clamp down, you gotta be able to clamp down defensively. So, I just like that statement. Let me see what else they have.
Write a statement.
It was creative. I give him that.
Brody, you should be working for a show.
Yeah.
Dan Reynolds, how about this one, Boogie? The support tolerance for Draymond is Kerr and Curry's greatest failure.
That's a big break. I mean,
really?
He's part of the reason they've won 4 championships. What's the failure in 4 championships? I don't understand that. So
the enabling. I think the enabling is what people are.
Yeah, this is great. They have 4
Projecting
championships.
That's not a failure. No, this is a break.
I'm just saying. I'm just speaking on the Dan Reynolds side of things.
Boogie's played with Draymond. I've only played pickup basketball with Draymond Green, and I told my friends, I said, I think that's the easiest basketball has ever been for me in my life playing with Draymond. So seeing Steph Curry be able to do what he's done, y'all got to put more respect on Draymond's name when it comes to basketball. This is a break.
All right, so that one, no.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. I think that Draymond Green, man, like Boogie said, Draymond got 4 rings, so you can't really discount that, right? And Draymond is a big part of Steph Curry's success, and for whatever faults that Draymond have, it's like when the Chicago Bulls had Dennis Rodman. Like, you knew Dennis Rodman was going to do something crazy. He was going to kind of go off hinges a little bit. But Dennis, Michael Jordan and Chicago Bulls, they won 3 championship rings with Dennis Rodman. So it definitely was worth having him on a team. Same thing with Draymond. And I'm not really a Draymond fan, but when, the results, you got results with him there, and you had success with him there, so yeah. I don't think they are just enablers. They might put up with some of his shenanigans, but I don't think they are, enablers.
That one's okay. So this is interesting. Chris Hayes is reporting that Jason Tatum's reevaluating his situation. He's considering actually sitting out the full season, despite the videos that we've seen. Tatum told Ramona Shelburne that he hasn't made a decision because he, quotes, wants to get it right the first time. His team's sitting in 3rd right now. Are you buying, Boogie, that he should sit out the whole season and just come back stronger and better than ever next time?
I don't really know. This is an interesting situation. Obviously, him being added to the team will only elevate this Celtics team, but I can also understand his viewpoint as far as, joining the mix in the midst of the season and also trying to find your rhythm and it being closer to the playoffs. That's a very, very tough task. And you're asking, and that's coming from somebody that's actually tried it. So I wouldn't be mad at him for sitting out. I want to see him 100% healthy and at 100% his best. So I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, I would agree with Boogie, right? You definitely want to see, like, if Tatum, like, he's the only one who knows, like, how his body is recovering and how he feels. So if Tatum decides to sit out the full season, and if you look at it, then not only it's a downside to this because the Celtics are 3rd in the East, right? So that means they're not going to get out. If he sat out, I can see if he sat out and the Celtics were fell to the bottom of the East, and they got a high draft choice, right? But now, you know, they third, they not really gonna they not really gonna benefit from him not being there. Whereas though other teams might fall, like if this Golden State don't have Steph, then you know, like for a full season, you know that where they're gonna be. They're gonna be in the basement and they're gonna get a high draft choice. You know, depending on what they did in previous years, like if they don't owe that trade to nobody, you know, because of a trade. But other than that, man, you know, I think, yeah, if Tatum decide to sit out for the full season, it's really up to him. They in third place without him. So it's not bad, you know. It's a tough call. I think that's the kind of call you leave up to the player. So that's all I got right now for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, man, I'll check y'all out in the next video. Peace.